This used to be a speedrunner's wet dream, but this Warmind era exotic is about to thrust itself onto you now in Season of the Deep. This was the first ever exotic sword in Destiny 2, and it's even gone through a few iterations up to this point, but the Worldline Zero has generally been overlooked by more popular choices, and so it has sat dormant in your vault collecting dust, that is, until now. With Season 21, this exotic has received a long overdue change and even a sweet little damage buff, and for this forgotten relic of the past, it's absolutely game changing. It is as unique as they come, combining the insane DPS potential of your favourite spin to win swords with a speedy blink teleport attack, which now even got an 8.3% damage buff this season. This can do some immense damage on its own, and even though it has some excellent build crafting potential, it actually has some slept on perk synergy itself. It's the only sword that has this unique perk combo, with Tireless Blade granting ammo for multiple heavy attack kills, which given that you only use free ammo for the heavy attack, if you do end up taking out a group of enemies, you might even get more ammo than when you started. Then you've even got Assassin's Blade, which boosts movement speed and sword damage for a short duration after final blows with it. This is a 15% increase and will stack with all manner of buffs and debuffs, but it mainly makes Tesseract more potent. Tesseract requires you to be sprinting for 1 second to activate it, which is cut down to 0.5 seconds with the exotic catalyst equipped. On using the heavy attack, you'll launch forwards in a heavy blink attack, teleporting 10 meters forward and causing damage within a 2 meter radius, and now thanks to recent changes, this only consumes 50% of your sword energy, which means you can now chain into a second Tesseract attack immediately afterwards for the cost of just 3 sword ammo per attack, effectively doubling the damage potential of this exotic. As you can see, it's way better than you remembered it was, plus with certain artifact mods this season equipped, you can really turn up the dial on this exotic sword. This damage boost even stacks with all your normal damage boosting setups, especially the potent fire team combos, but it's the overdue rework to another exotic that genuinely has caught my fancy. Everyone might be raving about strongholds when it comes to sword builds for titans, but the Eternal Warrior actually became 100% more viable in your favourite Arc Striker Titan builds this season. I don't even know what the this dog ugly exotic helmet used to do, so just let me know if you remember what it was, or even just make it up. The Resolute exotic trait will now grant you 1 stack of the Arc Weapon Surge damage boost for 11 seconds on rapid final blows with an Arc Weapon. You can boost this all the way up to a 4-time stack, which does grant a 25% Arc Weapon damage boost. At the maximum stacks, you can refresh its timer on further Arc Weapon final blows, and you can even get the 4-time stack immediately at the end of your Fists of Havoc super, which also got a sweet damage increase as well as a reduction in super energy cost per slam. This is an excellent addition in my opinion, and it still even grants your super an overshield on activation like it always did. The only real downside is that the buff doesn't stack with any of the now standard weapon surge mods, but it will stack with the empowering buffs like Wells, Radiant or Bubbles, and even your popular debuffs. However, by using this exotic, it does open you up to use weapon surge mods for other weapon elemental damage types, so you could use a solo or kinetic weapon surge to buff other weapons in your loadout. This Titan build is all about speed, so chuck in the Juggernaut aspect for a frontal overshield which synergizes perfectly with Worldline Zero, as will the Spark of Haste for bonus damage resistance while sprinting, all of which stacks with the incredibly potent Spark of Resistance when surrounded, on top of a high resilience stat which should be standard for all good Titans and some bad ones too. Shield Bash along with the Spark of Irons and Amplitude plus Heavy Handed and Outreach will create a bunch of orbs and ionic traces for you to keep all of your abilities topped up as you teleport out of nowhere into the fray to up Titan style. This is just a fun little setup that'll create tons of orbs, ionic traces, and dish out the pain in all types of content thanks to its champion stunning capabilities and excellent damage output from the unlikeliest of damage sources. The Destiny Item Manager build link is down below for you to copy, and if you want the perfect weapon to pair with this build, find out why and which perks you'll need by checking out this next video.